Good Sunday morning, everyone. August 30th, 2 days away from the start of September. Can you believe it? We're already into the fall season, but it definitely does not feel like that. Temperatures have still been warm. We're close to average for this time of year, but we do expect to see temperatures increasing near triple digits by the following weekend, and we're still dealing with wildfire smoke. So let's take a look at this, because early this morning around 5 a.m., we did see some of that smoke moving into the valley, and I know areas like West Sac definitely smelt it much earlier. Now it's already moving up into northern Sacramento, where just hours later you can see the difference. Take a look at our map here. So you have right around Sacramento in orange, that's 5 a.m. Then Vacaville, Fairfield looking at a red zone. That's unhealthy air quality. Notice here we get into, I'm going to move my cut for you, 8 a.m. And you notice that Sacramento's now in a red shade. So just within hours, we saw the difference in air quality as a delta breeze is starting to push through the San Francisco Bay Area, through the delta, and pushing in a lot of that smoke for the valley. Now, this will disperse just a little bit more throughout the day, but we don't expect to see a major breeze picking up until later on tonight. So do expect a lot of that smoke on the nose. You're going to want to keep your time outside limited. Try to stay inside a little bit more. But luckily, we did get some cooler temperatures through the morning. I'm talking upper 50s when we did expect to be right around the mid to lower 60s. So it is a cool morning start. Air quality is going to be unhealthy around Sacramento. I'm just going to say it that way because a lot of the spots are going to see unhealthy for sensitive groups, but overall, a majority of us are going to feel the unhealthy air quality, the red zone. Now, we are seeing unhealthy for sensitive groups in Placer County, and even portions moving up from really towards Roseville up into Auburn may be unhealthy in some pockets, not just the orange zone for sensitive groups, but unhealthy overall, as you're really going to smell a lot of smoke on your nose. Now, moderate here for pretty much everyone else, but of course, when the winds start to shift and they start moving from the west southwest toward the north, that's going to push and usher in some of that smoke off the coastline up into the valley. Now, the coastline, though, they're actually sitting pretty nice as they are starting to see some better air quality because most of that's being pushed inland. All right, so let's take a look. This is the Vacaville Hills, sent in by Dan Griffin. You can see they're still on fire. We're still looking at fires. They're only about 50% contained. The LNU, the SCU complex fires, about 45 and 55% contained. We still have the CZU fire, which is the one off the coastline near Santa Cruz. That one's about 40% contained. So they're making work on it, but as we start to see the winds pick up, this could be dangerous as firefighters are still trying to get a handle on the system. Here's what's going on out there. All right, I want to show you this because this is very helpful in painting the picture for you and the story of what's happening. We have two pressure systems, one low, one high. See how close they are together? The fact that they're so close, that's creating a pressure gradient. There's a lot of pressure and force being pushed up against those two systems. And the direction and motion of that flow here, we have a counterclockwise flow of low and a clockwise flow. So you're funneling winds off this high and it's going up toward the middle, up I-5. The low pressure funneling winds off the coastline, up I-5. They're both kind of working together to funnel the winds up I-5. But what that means for you is that we're going to start to see more of the winds pushing in through the delta off the coastline. A little bit cooler air because of that low pressure system, but still the winds are going to pick up. And by the evening hours, we could see them as high as about 25 miles per hour. Now, I do want to show you that high pressure offshore is creating a ridge. What that is basically that little rainbow shape you see up there. That's pushing a lot of cloud coverage and the jet stream further north. What that's going to do is it's going to prevent any kind of storm systems from pushing in at least this week, and that's going to make the West Coast very warm. We're talking 5 to 10 degrees above average for this time of year, and that could even mean about triple digits by the weekend. So what we do expect in terms of winds today is about 10 to 15 mile per hour winds in the valley, 20 mile per hour winds there for Fairfield, but notice the yellow-green shade, that's about 25 miles per hour. So those could be the wind gusts that are picking up through areas of the coastal range and moving into the valley. All right, so as we move into Monday night, 5 p.m., we are starting to see them a little bit slower, but still right around 10 to 15 miles per hour. Fairfield's a tiny bit slower by a few miles per hour, but otherwise very similar from Sunday night into Monday night when it comes to the winds. They should start to slow down, though, as we start to move into the midweek because we'll start to see that low pressure and that high pressure kind of distancing themselves from each other. Okay, so now let's talk about temperatures because we have been heating up and we're going to continue to heat up as we have been throughout pretty much most of the summer. We got a little break this week with cooler temperatures because of the smoke and haze. What the smoke and haze does is it reflects sunlight. So any kind of sunlight trying to come into the valley is being reflected, bouncing back off. So although we're still warm, we're really not getting all that sun being captured on land, which usually helps our overnight temperatures stay pretty low. So the west coast here is seeing a lot of that red zone. That is above average, and that dark maroon, well above average. We're talking 10, maybe even 15 degrees above average. So we're really going to feel the heat on the west coast. Now in the next 10-day forecast, we'll see a little bit of a blip here where we go up a tiny bit in temperature. We're still pretty average. I expect that 97s to be closer to about 95. So we'll be right around the mid 90s for the entire week, or at least work week. By the following weekend, you're looking at 99, about 100-degree temperatures at least Saturday into Monday.